Hi. When I thought about creating my writer's retreat, I thought about creating the kind of event that I'd want to go to that would support my writing. I've been to writers' conferences where they just bombard you with information that I never quite apply. And I've been to other writers' retreats where it's all about prompt writing that has nothing to do with my project. I've also had the opportunity to stay at some writers' residencies that were fantastic. But basically they hand you a key and you go off by yourself, and there's no accountability. So I wanted to create a writer's retreat that specifically supports your book and your project and the issues that you are dealing with, and includes some accountability. So let's take a look at where we are. I'm Hayes-Raitt, and I'm an award-winning writer and journalist. Pieces of my book have been published in 7 different anthologies. I've won 19 writing awards, and I've published a book called How to Become a House Sitter, Insider Tips from the House Sit Diva. That's gotten some pretty good publicity. But what I want to do is take all of that experience and help you with your project. So I'm creating a writer's retreat in charming Cape Town, where we will stay in this beautiful guest house called Point B. This is where we would start every morning, where we'd have an accountability session. We'd state our specific writing goals for the day and work through some of the difficulties that all writers have. Things like imposter syndrome, why would anybody listen to me? Or those terrible negative tapes that we run through our minds that say I'm too disorganized, or I'm not disciplined enough to get my book done. We want to dispel all of those myths. So come on in, let's take a look at the beautiful Point B guest house. This is the breakfast nook, where we'd have a breakfast buffet at your discretion in terms of the time that's here. This is where we would do skills building workshops a couple of mornings during the time. Working on skills like character development or story structure. Story structure is always one of the ones that catches people. Or how to write a great first line. Now I'd like to show you one of the bedrooms. There are several bedrooms here in this guest house, and they're just all equally lovely. This room can accommodate 2 people. So if you want to bring your significant other or your spouse who doesn't want to participate in the writer's workshop, that's perfectly fine too. So here's the room, private bathroom in each suite. My favorite place is right out here. The swimming pool. Ta-da! With lots of beautiful space to do morning yoga, and lots of nice little nooks for doing your own private writing. And at the end of the day, we would convene here in this beautiful outdoor space, and we would go over the goals that we set in the morning to see how we did, to keep ourselves on track so that when you leave, you have significantly moved forward your personal project. But honestly, it's not going to be all work and no play. We've got a couple of evenings planned. One is a jazz concert at the crypt in the basement of St. George's Church with some fantastic African jazz musicians. Another evening is a cooking class in a South African woman's home. And another is a wine walking tour where we'll all have a chance to sample some of those great South African wines and some tapas. So come join me. Let's get your project out into the world. Here's to your book.